Golden
Even the tags in the live stream. I don't even see it on here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? We are live. This is
God,
Concord Friday nights. We got a live driving chat here. We got Caleb, Comic, Smurf, Murphy. He's in the chat. He says, hey, yo, who's all on this? Well, you're seeing it. We'll get to that in a second. We got one of those golden guys from whatever night that shows was. There's so many Comic Core shows. I don't even know what night they're all on. We got DS Comics in the chat. What's going on, DS Comics? We also have Count Von Strange the Fourth. How's it going, man? And the Mastodon Comics and Collecting. Our good friend Don is in the chat. How's it going, man? And we got the Slab Dragon himself. We got TJ Watson in the chat. How's it going, TJ? And then for two guys from Comic Core Unlimited, they were nice enough to have me on their show this last Wednesday. We got Comics Misexplained and JD Comics. What's going on, guys? And we got Who Dat Comics and Movies. Just told me that Spider-Man booth boxes are on the way, so look forward to our unboxing of those on my channel at some point. We'll see if I ever get them shipped. And we got Flaming Sheila. What's going on, Sheila? How you doing?
Hey, Carson, I got a question to ask you.
Please.
So we may have a guest. She may be joining us, but I'm going to throw it out there. We've got like the Comic Core chat. We got the Comic Core on Facebook and the Comic Core on Instagram. If you guys want to, do you guys want to kick us old school?
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, we haven't
throw
gone
a link out to one of those chats.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't gone to old school in a minute. So if you're interested and you want to join us, say something in the chat. I'll throw the link on. We can come and all be family because Legend was gone too soon.
Oof.
And I'm Chad, by the way. Next on the panel, we have none other than our host, our highness. Anyway, our queen of comic book importer, the best in the comic book community. She's everywhere. She's doing 1 show, 2 shows, 3 shows, 4, 5 shows, 6 shows. What in the world is going on? But here she is, none other than Cat Ren Figures and her cameraman Mark BKR. What is up?
Hi.
Hi guys.
Mark, what's
Hanging
up?
out, having fun.
Not much.
Been waiting for this all week.
I'm cooking pizza.
I can't wait to watch you eat pizza. I love watching you eat pizza, buddy.
That's where we get all the views. If we get any views at all, that's where they come from. It's just like, oh my God, it's 10 o'clock. It's Friday night. We don't know what's going to happen on the Comic Core, but we got to see what Mark's going to eat this week. But we do have a kind of familiar face in the chat from what I'm to understand. This guy's going to be a permanent fixture of the Comic Core. We got Drew. What's going on, Drew?
Drew Manchu, baby. You know how I do. I ate a bunch of Chinese food, try to get myself all psyched up for the Comic Core, channeling my inner C2E2, and I'm going to bring the heat, guys. Here I am. Looks like we have another face popping in as well.
Hi guys.
And do
Hi.
you know who this is?
Hi.
Do you guys know? This was my surprise. You're a little early, but I'm happy.
Oh, sorry.
You told me 9:20. I was like, oh. So this is D Comic Queen. Am I right?
Yes, just 1D, 1C. Yes.
Because I said DC Comic Queen, and Kat goes, whoa. I'm gonna throw the slap. I'm gonna throw the smack down. But hey, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, sorry. I know I told you like a little later, but I made it. I tried to make it on time.
Oh, it's okay. Here's the thing, and Carson will explain the show's title because we really have nothing to talk about.
All right, that's cool. We'll find something to talk about.
Yeah,
This
this is
is
a show where we can't talk about anything. No spoilers.
This isn't the end of Game of Thrones podcast.
No.
Not gonna-
Not about that either, Drew.
But you can join Cat Ren and
Game of Thrones was last night. Okay.
and Game
that-
of Thrones.
that was
That's
that.
with all the two things we can't spoil together in one big
We
sandwich.
can't talk about any of the Starks, period. Tony, John Stark, Arya, nothing, Drew, nothing.
But we can talk about a week before because that Arya.
Yeah, it's been long enough.
Kat, did you? I didn't get the chance to yet, but did you get to mention? Did you read her tweet? Macy Williams or Macy? The girl.
Maisie Williams.
What she put out there?
She said, "If you thought watching that scene was awkward, try watching it with your brothers, sisters, and mom and dad."
Oh, that was definitely a body double.
Now, I mean, I'm sorry. Is it Natalie or how do you?
Yeah, you can just call me Nat. That's fine.
Nat, are you a Game of Thrones fan?
I am, but I have not watched any of the new ones.
Ooh.
Oh,
I know. We were about to, but like, I cannot watch it without my husband. We have like this thing, and we haven't had a time where we can like both sit down and watch it together. So, I don't know. Maybe this weekend. We'll see. If we
I
have time.
understand. I threatened him.
I mean, honestly, Kat,
let's talk about
you
that.
put on like a shroud and you make him dress up like Jon Snow.
It's not a no.
They let the dragons watch awkwardly.
Okay, Midnighter the cat.
All right, Carson, it's all yours, brother.
All right, I do want to get back into the chat one more time because we had a
Apparently,
lot
the
of people
camera's
pop
stuck
in.
on your on Chad.
Oh, come on.
That's the best.
Take out the light.
Is it?
No, nobody wants to see me.
Anyway, let's see who we got in chat. We got Double S in the chase. Says, "What up to Comic Core? What up to everyone?" I think is that your nephew, Drew, something like that.
Yeah. Well, he calls me Uncle Drew because it's a fabulous movie reference to a Shaquille O'Neal and in old person makeup movie.
Oh man,
I didn't see it, but apparently he's all about it.
Wow, I just now got that.
It's on HBO. I might watch
Yeah,
it.
I actually need to watch that too. It's got Reggie Miller in it, my favorite basketball player of all time. But anyway,
I don't know if I get high enough to watch Reggie Miller act.
we also have Mama Jajambo in the chat. How's it going, Mama Jajambo? And here we got Whitewell Comics, the host of Story Comic Core on Mondays. At least it's on. I thought it was gonna move it to Thursdays, but it's still on Mondays because, like you said, the Comic Core schedule. We'll figure it out one day. Anyway, we also have Mr. Gretzky 9966. He's still collecting those Action Comics. Daniel Yabar in the chat. He did get his package from last Saturday's auction, so glad to hear that, Daniel. Thank you for the update on that. We got one of the architects. He's burning it down in the chat. We got Sam's Tangled Web. How's it going, Sam? And we got Comics for All People. Number one says, "Hello, good people." Let's see who else we got here. We got Brett Hess Art. Definitely check out his Instagram. I say it each and every week, so please do so. And last but not least, we got Kachoon. What's going on, Kachoon? Glad you're in the chat. All right, I'll go ahead and get started with picks of the week. Well, mine is kind of easy. I've actually been doing a lot of, retro reads, I guess, because of the old DC app. But I do have to shout out Story Comic Core because they made me read the entire first hardcover of Y the Last Man. And I am falling back in love with Y the Last Man because this is one of my favorite books of all time. If you guys want to see a group review of this, check out Story Comic Core Mondays around 10 p.m. We just did our second part. So part one was last week. They did 1 through 4, and I think this week we are part of 5 through 10. So definitely fun to review that. I also got a chance to read Dark Knight, The Master Race. So Dark Knight Part 3. It was on the DC streaming app. I have never read it. It was okay. So I don't know. I see the look on Kat's face. That kind of says it all. That's me just trying to be really nice and optimistic about it. But nonetheless, she's saying cut the camera feed. But nonetheless, there were good parts in it.
I found a lot to enjoy in it. There was a lot of questionable decisions, but there was a lot of fun stuff in there too. Yeah,
there were good parts. But the one that got the whole overall thing that got me about DK3 was I didn't feel like it was a Batman story, just like, Dark Knight 2, which that made me so mad back in the day. But anyway, Dark Knight 3, I at least enjoyed the Superman aspect of it a lot more than I did in Dark Knight 2. But at the end of the day, There were some weird decisions they made with Batman, and he was kind of just there. At the end of the day, he really didn't contribute to the overall solution of the Kandorians. Kind of spoilers there. I know if you guys hadn't had a chance to read yet, but it has been out for a little while. I did enjoy the Andy Kubert art though, because Gretzky 9966, he pretty much said what I kind of thought of any Frank Miller art in the backups. I won't read that exactly to quote, but you guys kind of catch my drift. But at the end of the day, I thought it was better than Dark Knight 2, but Cat's face kind of set it off. You guys could see her little picture earlier. Other than that, got some cool finds this week. So I got some retro Fantastic Fours in the mail today. I'm excited to really dig into. Got some Nick Cardy Superman I'm excited to dig into. So I won't get too much more than into that. All right, next up, we'll go to Nat. Nat, did you get a chance to read anything this week?
Well, I was actually just catching up on like the last 2 weeks. I haven't gotten like this week's books in, so I haven't read any of this week's books, but I finally caught on reading like for the last 2 weeks. So
what was your pick of the last 2 weeks?
I'm really enjoying like Justice League right now. Justice League, like that current arc was really good with the third dimension. Of course, Die. I'm a huge Die fan.
Oh, nice. I love Die.
Yes. So I finally got to read like the closing arc.
Nice.
And let's see what else came in. I read them all and I rated them all. Oh, High Level. I've been enjoying High Level. It's barely
That's
like on issue 2, but I'm enjoying it more than I thought I was. And I think I'm going to keep picking it up. It was really good.
Very cool.
Awesome.
So, Kat, how about you?
All right, so I got 2 picks this week. First off is Heroes in Crisis issue 8. Once again, Tom King wants me to be seriously depressed because we finally found out all of the secrets behind Sanctuary and what happened there. And I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't already read it, but if you're a hardcore DC Comics fan, you're probably gonna cry because I know I did. And also on a gaming side, Mortal Kombat 11 came out, so I picked it up.
Yes.
Nice.
This has been
it has been. The story mode has been like spectacular. It's been amazing.
so much fun. The day this came out, I had my niece over, and she's 3, and she was playing with me, so I had it set on easy, and I was just kind of like push the buttons, Kaya, push the buttons. And I got in trouble the next day because apparently she went to daycare and kicked a kid and yelled, "Finish him." So, you know she's my niece.
So, Kat, when can we expect the next DC Wonder Woman review?
When DC Fans channel's back up.
What's going on there?
I don't know what I can technically talk about.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Pizza in the
Yeah, you should have had more Jonah Hex on the service.
Oh my
you know?
goodness! Oh, he's here, Delta.
I was gonna say, Chad, you didn't have the music queued up, but anyway, all I had to do is show a copy of Fantastic Four, and he appears. We got the Great Legend Show, and
That's what it's all about. It's all about that synchronicity, man. It's great to be here live on the Comic Core. I've been, doing some stuff to the beard. A lot of hair got stuck in the sink. Had to pull the little plunger thingy thing out, and get all the hair down. Oh man! But it's good to be here. If y'all are talking about comics that I read this week, I read quite a few. I'm up to, I think, Animal Man 19. Pretty good series on the DC Universe by Grant Morrison, of course. But the book I'm going to go with, it's an oldie but goodie. Let's go back to 1964. Fantastic Four issue number 30. And they go on a vacation. They ain't expecting no action. And then they're in a vacation. I don't know why the hell they went here, but they went to Transylvania. And, of course, we all know Transylvania is the home of Count Dracula, Bela Lugosi. It's been in the fiction since the 1890s, 60s, whatever, with the I almost said Tom Baker, but George Stoker, Baron Stoker, whatever the guy's name is, Baron Corbin. Anyway, so
Baron
Diablo,
Corbin.
Diablo's a
Oh,
great
God.
villain. I mean, they get to Transylvania. They hear villagers. The villagers are like saying, "Y'all are going to go to the Castle Diablo." I mean, it's straight running copying off the 1931 Bela Lugosi movie Count Dracula. But I'm sure Stan Lee, as a little kid, saw that movie. But he goes there, and he starts hearing something. Something's calling to Ben Grimm. So Ben Grimm goes closer and closer out into the forest. He's, making a big path in the forest. Normal people like Abbott and Costello went out to Africa. They use a machete to cut down big leaves. But this time, he's going in there clobbering time as usual, knocking trees down. He finds this little crypt, and he pulls this little ring, this ring. He pulls this thing out. And then all of a sudden, when the door to this crypt is open, all you see is this hand sticking out from beneath a dungeon, a floor dungeon. So the guy's like, "Help, get me out of this." And Thing pulls up the dungeon, of course. This guy entices Thing with, gimmicks and stuff. And Diablo's gimmick is alchemy. He's an old alchemist. And he's living forever. But the problem with Diablo's alchemy, he can change something to gold. He can create a tropical rainforest in a desert, but it only lasts probably like 8 hours or so. So that's the thing. He fools everybody into thinking, "Oh, this guy, he's going to save the world." But in the end, he is not here to save the world. He's here to make a deal with Ben Grimm. Says, "I'll get," he shrunk down the orange rock so his skin was just orange, not as rocky. He says, "I'll promise you could be a human after this." Of course, he lies. He uses Ben Grimm, and it takes Johnny, Sue, and Reed to let Ben know that he's been took. Like many of us in the comic book community, when we watch gimmick videos, it's like, "No, I shouldn't pay $1,000 for that dollar book." You know what I mean? So little gimmicks, but Diablo in the end was captured by the Fantastic Four, and it was issue number 30. So go back in time and read issue 30 of Fantastic Four. You could get it today on the Marvel Unlimited app. Thanks, Woodard. Back
No
to you.
problem, Legend. Thank you so much. I also have
Baron Corbin's got a little something for you later tonight, too.
Corbin.
Corbin ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing.
Hey,
One of my favorite guys is Drew Gulak, but luckily we at least got one Drew on the panel. We got Drew Manchu. Drew, what is your pick of the week?
Oh man, I'm no Gulak, but I
But
tell you
you
what,
are
I got
a
a couple
reviewer.
books.
with the most, brother, and we're happy you're joining us.
Man, I read some stuff that I really dug this week. I'm loving Detective Comics. Peter
Nice.
J. Tomasi's killing this story. Get some Robin in there. Next issue, we're going to find out who the Arkham Knight is. Anybody who played the video game probably has a good idea of who it probably is not going to be, because that'd be too easy. I also read Thanos. I thought this was really cool. This is a prequel story. Picked up that variant there, the Olivetti variant. And I grabbed the Ron Lim as well, because I like me some Thanoses, or Thani. Picked up the A cover as well. I thought that was really cool stuff. We find out that the reason he took Gamora under his wing is because she's the only other one who could see death. That's pretty freaking cool. Ascender, man. I have not read Descender yet, okay? A lot of people out there who are big fans of Descender will be like, why haven't you read that? Because I just started picking it up and I don't have the whole thing. So when I have the whole thing, I'll read the whole thing. I'm missing like the 2 out of the first 6. So as soon as I find those laying around, I will go ahead and read Descender. But I love Nguyen's art, and Ascender was amazing. Amazing book. Heroes and Crickets. I have not read this yet, because I have not read the last issue either. And I'm going to wait until it's all done. There's like one more issue left. And then I'm going to read the whole thing and put fresh eyes on it. I have not liked it.
You're gonna cry.
Probably because
calling it
it's
now.
terrible. But
I have not liked it either, so you're not alone.
I just don't like the editorial decisions. I have not read this. I did get a little bit of a spoiler on it, and called it. Called it. But my pick of the week as far as these books came out last week and like the month before, but that's like a Spider-Man life story, man. Chip Zdarsky, Mark Bagley. It's just it's Spider-Man if it never stopped. It's chronological, covers through the 60s and the 70s in these first 2 issues. Go pick it up. It's everything Spider-Man has been missing over the last couple of years. It's not a whole bunch of spider people. It's not, a bunch of symbiotes all over the place. It's not, Carnage having a baby with the Green Goblin for 18 issues till we finally get an appearance and everybody specs on it. It's not all that garbage. It's just really good classic Spidey fun life story. If I could recommend you guys go out and pick up anything right now, that's what it would be.
Awesome. I'm definitely gonna have to look for that because I just saw Mark Bagley art and Spider-Man, and I love me some Mark Bagley Spider-Man. So I'll definitely be looking for that based on your recommendation.
Well, especially when Drew tells you something, like you can hear the passion in his voice because Drew is a reader.
Yeah. I am.
And that's the one thing.
Voracious. I'm a voracious reader.
I kind of want to jump into a quick topic today that I didn't know anything about. And maybe you guys can help me out. And I asked my LCS about this today, too.
What is the topic? Reading comics?
Yeah. So I said I got Naomi. I bought Naomi as my pick of the week was Dow H for Heroes. I get what they're doing with this story now. The first issue, I was like, it was changing art, but as the character changes, he goes into that style. So he changes into like a Dragon Ball Z, so it goes into like anime style. So pretty cool book. I'm enjoying this. I hope it keeps on going on that way. But the thing is, Naomi, I saw everybody specking on this book, and I was like, I got the book. I know Kat got it too, and we were just like, eh.
Yeah.
And why is that book so hot? Now, he told me why, but I wanted to hear what your opinion was. Kat and Nat. That sounds like a new show on the Comic Core.
All right. So Naomi issue 1, I picked it up when it first came out. I read it and I was like, what in the world did I just waste my money on? I don't get why everyone's talking about how she's such a great read. I wasn't even interested in picking up the second issue. And the things that I've heard, the things that people are so excited about, I'm like, nah, I'm good. It's Bendis controlling as much of the DC universe as he can. Sorry, my cat's just knocked over a light. That's the quality content you get here on Comic Core, folks.
All right.
But
I'm in my underwear right now.
She was not a character I was the least bit interested in getting to know more. The first issue, nothing happens. It's literally a teenage girl fascinated about nothing and running around about talking about how she just missed anything happening. I don't get it. Anyone on the panel really loving that book? I can tell me why they love it.
Nat, did you read Naomi?
I did actually agree with everything that Kat just said, because when they first announced it, I was just like, I even said on the show that I did like that Tuesday before it came out, I was like, I'm not picking this up. Like, I'm not interested in it. It doesn't sound interesting. And then once it did come out, I think around issue 2, the hype kind of started and people were just jumping on it. And then I was just like, what is so interesting about it? And I still haven't read it. And I don't want to, even with all the hype, I don't want to. It doesn't interest me. I don't know.
So you guys ready to hear
people,
why there's a hype behind it?
I feel like people, I guess because she's a new character, they think she's going to be a new superhero.
Here it is.
Is that something to do with Superman?
Wait, before you give the hype, can I tell you my thoughts on this?
Okay.
You know, I only read Green Lantern and I only read Shazam. Those are my only 2 DCs. I love those characters. I buy characters that I love. I don't really buy for investment, but I do like new characters. I like new stuff. You know, I liked new Superman, you know, and the Justice League of China and stuff. That was awesome. But
Yeah, it was.
this book I didn't pick up because, for one, I couldn't really find it in the stores because it was already sold out and stuff. But
Same.
in about a year from now, I'll be able to read it on DC Unlimited. Chad, why do they spec on this book?
Everything that's coming out of the DC Universe Wonder Comics, Mr. Bendis has ordered them to put a low print run on all. Second printing is twice as less as the first print run. And it is solely to make it a spec book.
Dude, that's a great observation. So they made it a spec book. You got Didio, you got Jim Lee, two of the highest you're ever going to see that are working for the D and the C. And they're putting out a spec book to see if fans want to buy it. Now, companies do this all the time. You know, Facebook does it with placements of different ads. You know, websites put cookies on your, browser. So if you go to mycomicshop.com, it's going to remember, and when you go to another website, you're going to see an ad for mycomicshop.com. So, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that really gets companies good information on, can they do something special to turn the buyer possibly into the sheep, if you will. What do you think?
I mean, exactly that. I mean, you're going to tell me you're going to go out and do a low print run. It's going to sell out. I mean, he had 6 number ones still sitting on the shelf. Now he has a sign everywhere in there. Limit 1 issue per customer, and that's because of all the flippers and speculators that have been coming into the show. But Naomi, Comics Misexplained in the chat just says Naomi has 3 printings now, all artificial. That's the fact. Every printing since the first has gone smaller and smaller, and they're doing this just to drive the market. I think that is, I mean, to me, that's.
And on the flip side, we have YouTube channels that drive the market or attempt to drive the market like the big boys by saying this book is hot this week. It's on our top 10.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know, Chad. I don't know what we're going to do, but sometimes it's fun to spec, especially if you have Wiz 2 and Fantastic Four #1 and they got movie deals. But yeah, I know what you feel. I'm a reader for life.
Now, I don't think they're saying is Deceased going to be that way, and I don't think so. I think Deceased more. I don't think they're going to have low print runs just because of the hype. I think there's going to be low print runs on certain covers. I think you're going to have a very limited run on, like, say, the Nightmare on Elm Street cover. We got the Nun cover.
Seems they're going the Marvel route with a variance. They're gonna flood the market with a million different variants for it.
Pairing. Your device is connected.
That's just about artificial intelligence. Don't worry, it's coming.
Oh,
It is.
hey
it
man,
really
if we got artificial intelligence, I'm not gonna think for myself anymore. I'm cool with that.
Jail's getting too soon.
Yeah, I think with the variants on Deceased, they're really definitely going the Marvel route on that. They're gonna flood the market. There's gonna be 1,000,001 different variants. It's gonna be a lot of those shop exclusive variants too. So.
And you're exactly right, Drew, because they got them. They're like, hey, Marvel's doing it. People are buying them. So, hey, let's do some Naomi tests. Hey, they're all buying this cover. You know what? For this special book we got coming out, Deceased, let's flood it a little bit. Let's take A, B, and let's go C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Comics Misexplained in the chat said that Bendis is listening. I hope he is. Stop fucking up Superman.
I think something even more important to bring out with Bendis: leave all of the teen heroes alone.
Yes.
Young Justice, leave it alone.
I mean,
Wonder Comics is the same thing as
Sons. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Jonathan Kent, leave him alone.
It's already too late. Jonathan Kent was gone too soon. My favorite character for a period of time there, gone too soon.
They signed Honey Bendis on.
My favorite
and
character.
he was like, not my Superboy. That's what he said.
So Nat, I got a question for you. Since you are I guess your name kind of says you're a DC fangirl.
It doesn't. It says D, not DC. No, I'm sorry. It's because a lot of people just like automatically read DC and it makes sense that.
But look right behind you at your
I
show.
don't see any Marvel titles behind
Hey,
you.
guess what?
I'm just saying.
I added 2 Marvel ones, and it's so funny because, yeah, Travis always makes fun of me, but I did. I added Spider-Man, and there was one more. I swear.
I think she's telling tales.
Okay, one.
I see some good ones though.
We'll assume it was Fantastic Four.
I have a Marvel short box, so.
So, question for you: What?
Yes,
You got 2 little ones, right?
I have 3.
3?
Yes.
What did you get to name them after any character?
No.
What?
No, I'm not. Like I don't like pushing my whole like hobby thing onto like my family or my house or like any of my personal life. I guess, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
Compartmentalized.
yeah, like when we had our wedding, I'm not the type of person that's like, oh my god, I want a Batman themed cake and I want it to be this theme and blah blah. Like my house too. I mean, yeah, if it was up to me, I would decorate my whole house, every room with like, all DC. But no, I don't know. I'm not that type of person. I'm not like, oh, I named my kids after my favorite superheroes and stuff like that. So no, I didn't. Because I know, it's not just it's just my hobby. Like my husband, he's complete opposite of me. He's not into comic books. He's not into any of this stuff. So I wasn't gonna force that on him. And just the same way I knew he's really big into music and bands, and I knew he wasn't gonna really force that into naming our kids, some sort of singer's name.
Motorhead.
Yeah. So
I just want to name my kid Motorhead.
You should definitely. You should get.
he
Look, I'm
did
impregnated
want
every
to-
girl I meet until I get one to agree to name the kid Motorhead.
Like, hey,
I'm gonna name my
Why?
next kid.
keep it
I'm gonna name
down.
my next kid Baron Corbin.
Oh god.
You want him to suck?
Yeah.
He did
It'll
want
be your end of days if you don't turn that radio down.
What's that, Nat?
he did want Van Halen for our last kid, and we agreed on Halen. I did give him that, but I made him put it as a middle name. So
Well, what's that knockoff band that tries to say they're not Van Halen, but they are? Seriously, what is the band? They were just on Saturday Night Live. I think they're like 3 brothers. Comics Misexplained will know if he's in the chat. What's that?
Show's
What?
still on.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live. It's on Saturday nights.
Yeah, I was just being sarcastic. I'm sorry.
There's literally this band. They're like, oh, we don't want to be Van Halen, but then you listen to them, and you're like,
No,
oh,
you're talking about the Led Zeppelin clone.
Yeah, what are they?
Oh geez.
They're like
Greta
little-
Van Fleet.
Yeah, that's it. They're weird.
Yeah, they suck out loud.
Oh, do they really?
I mean, they're just Led Zeppelin, and that's been done 20 million times.
They suck out loud. They're SOL.
All right.
All right, I do want to get back into the chat real quick because this has been way too long. We got a lot of new people have hopped in here. We got Bear Island Comics. He says Greta Van Fleet was the answer you were looking for, Chad. So there you go. We got Tacoma Comics in the chat. I believe he was just a part of another successful auction on All About Comics channel. So I think he just started this crazy idea for a priority box. He's mailing it to people. He mailed one to Poor Man's Comics where you can take as many comics as you want out of it as long as you put more comics into it, and then you mail it to the next person. So I thought that was a kind of a cool idea from Tacoma Comics. And we got
Screenwriter.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. We got Melody, aka Biggie Shack, dude. What's going on,
brother?
Traveling
Biggie
down the
Shack.
road, brother.
He's
He's gonna get
clanging
a
and banging in the chat. Always love seeing some Biggie Shack. Once again, we still have Brett Hess Art in the chat. Jacquio, he says, bring back Superboy Prime.
Connor.
Nah, that's my boy, Connor. Superboy Prime's that whiny little weasel who smacked Connor up and down Infinite Crisis.
I was more of a Duncan fan.
Oof, I'm
I
sorry
like
about
John because he's a real child, not a filthy clone.
John
Anyway.
Connor.
We're going to keep moving on because now I feel if there's one good thing Bendis did, he
I'm
brought
just saying,
back my boy.
It's a big universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
can
brought
fit
back your
more than
boy
that
and threw an
sequence.
amethyst of Gem World. That's
Good. Who
good.
cares?
Well,
I can give two craps what Jim rolled. But anyway, hey, legend, we got Robert Galvin in the chat.
Dude, I do love me
Galvin.
some Robert Galvin. We call him Brother Galvin in my neck of the woods because he's a brother like no other. One of the best. And man, he is just too cool for school.
Nice. And we still
Love
got
us some Robert
Biggie
Glauch.
Chat going down to Santa Monica, brother. Sorry, I had to read that last quote, but we have a tradition here when we have a guest. We always got to do like the grill guest questionnaire around the board. So, if you guys haven't checked out D Comic Queen's Instagram, she has a phenomenal Instagram where she has book reviews and that stuff. But actually, I got a sketch at C2E2 because I saw you met this creator and you posted on Instagram, so I had to show you my Joe Staton Green Lantern that I got. So I know you're a Green Lantern fan like I am. If Chad would have told me you were going to be on, I would have had the full Green Lantern shirt. I would have had all my rings on and that stuff. But Chad did not say anything about it, so this was the closest thing I had nearby. So there's my Joe Staton Green Lantern. So I wanted to ask you, how did you get into Hal Jordan? Because I know he's like one of my top two favorite characters. And from what I understand, he's probably your favorite character.
Yeah.
How did you get into Hal Jordan?
Well, he was the first like Green Lantern that I read. It was like back in 2008, I think. So I don't know. He was my first Green Lantern, and I think he will always be my Green Lantern.
Nice. I know I love me some of that Jeff Johns run. If you guys haven't checked it out, check out oh my gosh, A Boy Who Had Seven and Matty Thanatos, the two Matts, and Boy Who Had Seven's son. They're reviewing the entire Jeff Johns run. So definitely
Which
check
is,
out
it's
that show.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carson,
So,
how many
yeah.
Green Lantern rings do you have?
I have the full color spectrum up there, plus a Legion ring.
I see you just like wearing them all on one hand,
Two
like a
seconds.
spectrum pimp, just
Mine-
backhanding people left and right.
Mine actually light up.
I just have it was a birthday gift. I have this, and my earrings are Green Lantern. I don't know if you can see them.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is my Green Lantern.
Oh god.
I got a question.
Look, that movie was good. I'll stand by that.
I got a question for Nat. Nat, D Comic Queen, who is your favorite Green Lantern supervillain?
This guy.
Actually, I'm not a Sinestro fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
How about that orange guy, Larfleeze?
I love Larfleeze, actually. He's my second favorite, like, Lantern Corps. But he's not really, I wouldn't really consider him like a villain.
Yeah.
Mine is Major Damage.
Major
Oh.
damage.
Everybody
Gone
that's
to
in refrigerators is not a
Right.
cool person. That's what he did to Cal Reiner's wife. or girlfriend.
Yeah, I remember the whole women in fridges movement was caused because of that issue. Yes.
That's been a movement, really?
There you go. There's another. I
The
told you I had the
goddamn
ring.
Mandarin.
There you go. Yeah, and then I even have them for the thumbs. So, I bought all the issues to get these freaking rings back in the day. So when Blackest Night came out, you had to get the Blackest Night spinoff.
Oh, you
get
got all
these
your
rings.
rings.
Yeah, see, I told you I had all the rings. If Chad would have planned this, I would have had these ready to go. So there we go. Like I said, I even got the Legion flight ring. I don't remember how you got this one, but you had to buy those goofy Blackest Night spinoffs back in the day to qualify to get this ring in your pull list. So that's when they had that whole thing where they had those like mundane, like the Blackest Night was awesome. The spinoffs, yeah, they weren't the best.
The Scarecrow one was awesome.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, that wasn't
I
too
love
bad.
Scarecrow.
All right, these are my fingers are fat. These aren't. So there you go. There's the shot of me in the rings. Ow. Mark, what's the food of the night? I always wait till he takes the bite.
That's all I wanted to do. That's all I want you to do.
He's
Chewing
eating
the
a
cream part.
pepperoni Red Baron pizza, the brick oven style.
Can we announce it right now, Mark? Just like one.
Wait till he takes another bite, then you can announce it, Chad.
Do it.
So Mark and I are going to have a show starting this week, and it's just going to be me asking him to eat stuff.
Ah,
Just random shit. Like sardines, pickles.
What's wrong with sardines?
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I want you to eat more of that DC ice cream.
yeah, that was a good review.
Eat more ice cream.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Joker and the Harley Quinn. Eat some more. I missed that video. I saw
We
you
got
with
both in
Superman,
the freezer.
Batman, Wonder
Actually, I just finished off the Joker one.
Do I have to eat more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Woman. None for Cat Ream. Gone too soon.
Just
No,
don't
I
get on that
never get it.
War controller.
But I've got a question for Nat. So I know we discussed your love of the lanterns, awesome, and DC, my girl. But everyone has their, I guess, art that they're just drawn to. So is there any artist that you're like, the second you hear they're on a book or that they're doing a cover, you need to look it up?
Like current?
It could be current. It could be older. I mean, my boy is George Perez, which Drew Manchu, gone too soon. But
awesome artist.
I have a lot of favorite artists actually, but
His questionable work ethic, that George Perez. Questionable work ethic. Just saying it.
he's retired now.
Hey, don't call him retarded. That's not nice.
Drew Manchu, everybody. Anyway,
I like
I think like my favorite artist though, like overall, because it really drew me to the whole Green Lantern, is Ivan Reis. He's one of my top. I love his line work and his art, but I haven't seen a lot of he hasn't been doing a lot of current art, which really sucks.
Okay.
now I think that's a good question for the whole panel because now we got the entire
Ivan
chat
Rice. Awesome.
answering this question. So before I do want to expand that to the entire panel here, but Caleb Comic Smurf Murphy says Stephanie Hans, Mike Magnola, Jock, Steve Buscema, and Bernie Wrightson. So those are all phenomenal picks. What about you, Legend? I know you have your favorite artists.
Yeah, I love Gary Frank, freaking phenomenal. Jerry Ordway, man, when he does those painted covers. Another painted cover guy I love, Alex Ross. Of course, I love me some Kirby. You know, gotta love the King, Jack Kirby, on a lot of that old stuff. Man, like Nat said, Ivan Rice on that Green Lantern run.
great.
Holy hell, freaking awesome. Like every freaking cover was just awesome. All the interiors awesome. I mean, it's like superior. But who else? I do like Jim Lee. Jim Lee's really good, but yeah, just a lot of great artists. John Byrne. God, how could I forget John Byrne? I mean, him and old Kirby are two of my favorite Fantastic Fours. Now, old Weir and Go, Mike Weir and Go. All right, Wood loves some Mike Weir and Go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're all good, man. They're so good. And Art Adams, man, gotta have Art Adams. But those are my main ones.
Nice. Yeah, Mr. Gretzky put a phenomenal 2 picks in the chat. He put Kurt Swan and the guy who got me in the comics to begin with, Dan Jurgens. So I had to read those 2. Sorry, Chad, go ahead.
Oh, I said Todd Nutt.
Oh, Todd Knock. Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right. We'll show this one for Legend because why not? Love me some Todd Knock. There you go. Todd Knock. There you go. Boom.
Damn.
Nice.
So, yep, I agree, Chad.
Cat?
Of course, I'm gonna have to say George Perez. I mean, his run on the New Teen Titans, that's why I became such a big Starfire fan, honestly. Moving on into more current stuff, Amanda Connor, even more recently, Mirka Aldolfo. I definitely have to check out anything that she's working on. McFarlane, Bill Sinkovich, different. Kenneth Rockefort. Really loved a lot of his stuff from the New 52. I don't care how many people have to laugh at me for that, but it just beautiful, beautiful work throughout.
Who's doing the Batman Beyond right now?
I didn't even know Batman Beyond was still going. I'm sorry.
Yes, going.
I mean, I think it's no, it's not the current. It's not the current artist. There was a guy in the last arc who was killing it when he introduced Robin. I can't remember. I'll have to remember his name.
Nice. So we got some more awesome picks. Like I said, the picks in the chat keep coming. Caleb also says Ryan Otley. Yeah, I think he's one of the best artists going right now on the Marvel side. Daniel Barra likes him some Rob Liefeld. Comics Books Explained says his guys right now are Del Otto, Middleton, Lucio Perillo, and Christian Ward. Flaming Sheila says eat that Hot Pocket Mark. Kachoon says Kirby, Ross, Crane, Jim Lee, and Mike Turner. That's definitely one of mine. JLS says surprise legend didn't say CC Beck. Jock
Oh, there we go.
Gary Ordway as well. Mastodon says Grail, LB Cole, and Frank Frazetta. So, what about you, Drew? I always gotta wait till people eat or drink water on the show, and then I call on them instantly.
Oh, I'm not drinking water. I'm drinking peach bubbly. It's like water with flavor bubbles.
All right.
Yeah, that ain't gonna help you against the end of days.
End of days ain't coming for me. You're gonna catch some kind of finisher. I'm gonna throw something random at you. I'm a huge fan of Dustin Nguyen. I love the variant covers he did for Super Sons. That's something that really caught my eye. I'm a huge fan of Mike Del Mundo. I think that his style doesn't necessarily fit everything, but I'm always excited to see with what he comes up with. A lot of the young guns from Marvel this time around were really good. Pepe Larraz, he just got some great stuff. On the DC side of things, I love Jorge Jimenez, probably my artist of the year last year. His work on Justice League is phenomenal. I love his work on Superman and Super Sons. It was really great. And I really dug Patrick Gleason's work on Superman through Rebirth. It was like one of my favorite things to pick up and look at. So I'm all over the board. There are some classic artists that I'm partial to. I love looking at Kirby and Buscema. I love old John Romita. And I'm a huge fan of Scotty Young stuff. Not just his, baby Marvel variants, which he's most known for, but his cartoon style in I Hate Fairyland is something just like really grabs my Mad Magazine.
Which Buscema do you like best? Which one?
I like his Conan stuff.
Do you like Sal?
I like John.
Yeah, John. That's who I'm looking for. So if you say John, everybody on the panel's got to take a drink. For JD Comics.
Yeah, I mean, art to me is like most artists have found a way to do something that I can appreciate
How about
one
Brett
way or
Booth?
another.
Yeah,
I don't know much Brett Booth stuff, but I can't really tie that name to an art style. I like Ron Lim a lot, honestly. I like the Ron Lim Silver Surfer stuff, his Thanos stuff, all those Infinity Gauntlet tie-in stuff, that all the Ron Lim cleanup art he did around that event was really great.
Nice. Yeah, I think for me, my current artist, I'll go with my current and then I guess my older artist, but my current one, probably Jen Bartel. Blackbird is a very beautiful book. That's the main reason I'm getting that book, is for the art. Stephanie Hans has been killing it lately. Dye has gotten better artistically every single issue, in my opinion. Who else? I had Greg Capullo, of course. He killed on Reborn, and of course he's got that Batman one-shot coming up. Sean Gordon Murphy.
I forgot about Gordon Murphy. He's
Sean
great.
Murphy on White Knight. He made a name for himself. Good.
Now, his black and white statue came out last week.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm picking it up next Friday. It's I'm not a big fan of the black and whites. There's been a couple that have been great, but this one is just to see how detailed they made this one in his art from the White Knight. It's awesome.
Nice.
Dude, that is so cool. I actually had that guy show up in Legends Live auction chat, and
Right.
thank goodness, like 2 auctions earlier, I sold the book that him and Snyder did called The Wake. It wasn't
Oh, that's
one
a
of my
good one
favorites.
too.
It wasn't one of my favorites. Issue 1 through 5, good. 6 through 10, gone too soon.
Yeah, so I had like the opposite point of view on that. I was starting to like lull a little bit on the book, and then I read
You like
end
the
of issue
second
5.
half
I'm like,
then,
oh
yeah.
yeah, I was all about that second half. That's funny. Actually, Caleb had another one of my picks. I think he's the top artist going for Marvel right now, and that's Ryan Stegman. I think Ryan Stegman's Venom is the best thing they've got. And like I said, Ryan Otley on Spider-Man. Ever since I've read Invincible, I'm like, this guy would be a great Spider-Man artist. And luckily, someone at Marvel actually noticed that. And then I guess in terms of like retro artists or whatever, definitely Dan Jurgens and George Perez. Those are like my two like 80s and 90s DC guys. Going to the 70s Neil Adams, 70s and 80s Bill Sienkiewicz. Absolutely awesome stuff there. And yeah, that's about all I can think of for artists right now. Oh, and Jack
Carson,
Yost, Aaron Peter, he does, and Russell Dotterman too.
Dotterman's amazing.
Dotterman's
Have you checked out Renew Your Vows?
a little bit. Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. Like the first 2 volumes, Stegman did the art on, and they're freaking gorgeous. And then they do this weird time jump thing, and Jodie Houser takes over the book. She's writing it, and it's awful. It's like the worst turnaround from one issue to the next in the history of comics, in my opinion. But check out the Stegman art on the first 2 volumes.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I like his Superior Spider-Man run too.
Really good.
Matt's got a couple more good picks. He said Jack Kirby, Joe Kubert, Tony Daniel, and Derek Robertson. But I also got to mention the Kubert brothers, Adam and Andy, 90s X-Men. I absolutely love the stuff they put out. What are you going to say, Chad?
That's Snyder and Capullo book. That's not a one shot. That's a series,
Right. Yep. I think that's coming out late June, early July on the white label or what? Our black label. Sorry,
Yeah,
the white.
So it might not ever come out.
Oh, it's coming out May 29th.
Oh, it's that soon, huh?
Is
And
Batman Damned issue 3 coming out, or was that canceled?
it got pushed till June.
That book, I would say, is probably damned.
And this one is not. Oh yeah, it is. Yes, it is. It's going to be under DC Black Label as well as what is the White Knight Returns.
That's a good enough name.
What's it going to be called?
I honestly can't remember. I'd have to look it up. I think it's something Revenge of the White Knight or something. I'm sorry.
Do our DC female counterparts know what the name of the book is?
Someone will tell you. Oh, Curse of the White Knight. Curse of the White Knight. There you go.
Nat, did you read The White Knight?
I did, yes.
What was your opinion?
It was really good. I think the art was what I liked the most about it. But
So-
I liked seeing the whole relationship with Batman and Joker. It was a little different.
So I have a question, and I guess then we'll go into some quick announcements. You've been on for almost a year now, right? On YouTube?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I've been on what?
How long have you been on YouTube now?
Since January.
Okay. So how's it been, and what are your plans for your channel?
Oh God, I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, like sometimes whenever I read a book, I want to review it, but then I either forget or I'm too tired because I usually can't do anything until like 9 or 10, and then I forget about it. And I just feel like I haven't been uploading a lot of videos like I should have been, like I wanted to. So I don't know. I think it comes down to time. Like I just need time and just really, I guess, try to focus on putting more content on my YouTube and stuff. as far as like a weekly thing and stuff, I stopped doing it because like I said, time. I felt like it was taking a lot of my time, where I would forget, or recently like I got sick, or like the whole thing with like my wisdom teeth. So then now I'm just kind of there, not knowing what to do with it.
So, if let's say there was a tournament of champions on Mortal Kombat, would you be down to throw hands?
Yes, absolutely.
Did you see Kat? She just looked up real slow. She was like,
I'll be on the Iron Throne of Mortal Kombat games.
So, well, I mean, this is our. We were supposed to have Paul on here because we are gonna do like this whole shake-up thing, and
It's already been shook up.
it's been shook up, and
So wait, I don't get to kick Paul through the barbershop window?
damn it, we're gonna play it off one more week.
All
Come
right.
back next week.
Spoilers for night. No spoilers.
Warming up that
No
chin
spoilers.
music. Warming up
So-
the band over here.
One of the good things about my shop, and I told these guys earlier, is that when I walked in, there was a big sign on the door that said, "If you saw Endgame, do not spoil it for anybody in the store, or you will be banned for 1 year."
So here we go. Here come the spoilers.
So we're Deadpool was really awesome. Joker, what was Joker doing there?
Oh, he was blowing the penguin.
It was pretty intense, and we got put it to a whole nother level.
Oh, I do have one quick question. Speaking of the Joker, did anyone actually catch the Gotham series finale?
No.
Nah.
No.
That's what you know what's funny? I haven't watched a single bit of Gotham since season 1.
But listen, that show, if you think about it, if you go back and watch it, it started off it started out Keaton, right? And then it went all in showing.
You think our show's off the rails? You should catch Gotham on
I mean,
Fox.
that one went full on bat nipples, like season 3.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, God,
I will say
it was
this, though,
really
the-
good. At
The
first-
finale actually wasn't half bad.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I actually watched it.
Does
'Cause I
anybody care
kinda
if he
wanted to see how it was
spoils
going to
it?
end, I'll be honest. It was just kind of weird curiosity.
Does anybody care if he spoils anything?
Can't spoil a show that got canceled because nobody's watching it.
All right, go ahead.
Not
Spoil
much
it.
to spoil. I mean, what they I guess I could kind of. So the only spoilers we'll give tonight are on Gotham. So don't worry about your end games or your Games of Thrones here. We're just going to spoil Gotham because no one watches Gotham anyway. So I guess, Summer Sanders, that cover your ears and close your eyes if you guys like Gotham. So run and hide. There's not much to spoil, though, to be perfectly honest. They do this 10-year time jump. It was in all of the advertisements and everything, so it's kind of not a spoiler. So basically, you get to see Bruce Wayne return to Gotham as Batman. And you get to see kind of all the villains come to fruition, too, for, their version of the world. So it's kind of cool seeing that. I mean, the highlights of the episode for me, you get to see Riddler and Penguin kind of like in full Riddler and Penguin because they were always kind of the two standouts of Gotham, even when it was at its like worst. So you at least got to see those two in like full costume. Penguin gained weight, so he looked like Penguin now. So at the very least, you get to see those two. The Jerome Joker was kind of a letdown because the guy always did such a great job when he was on the show previously. I feel like he didn't get enough room to breathe as the Joker. He could, if they stretch this out into like, maybe like a four episode series finale like event, it could have been a lot cooler probably if they would have just given more time, to the actor who plays the Joker because he's done some good stuff on Gotham. But the whole thing with the dude returning as Batman, that was a little bit of a letdown. Just because it kind of they wait till like the last shot of the episode to actually show Batman, and he doesn't look the greatest because we've seen so many cool versions of Batman at this point. But it was mainly just about the other characters in Gotham because that was the main focus of the show to begin with. And you kind of get to see Batgirl, Babs, little Jim Gordon Jr. So you at least got to see Jim Gordon with his daughter, who's about 11 or 12 years old. So it would have been nice to give them a little bit more time too, because the time they had together was pretty nice. So
How many seasons was it?
I think it was 5, if I remember right. Like I said, I watched the first season, and then I watched a couple of those Joker episodes I heard about, and then I was out. So I kind of checked back in just to see how in the world they end that series.
So it seems like for 5 years, the culmination of the series would have made an okay cold open for a Batman show.
Pretty much an okay cold open. It kind of reminded me a little bit of, it had the Smallville effect. It kind of ended in similar. I'd say the Smallville series finale was a little bit better, even though they dragged their feet on that one because it went 10 seasons. But at least like you got a little bit of a payoff. You finally got to see Tom Welling as Superman and that stuff. And, there's full on Lois at the Daily Planet with Clark Kent as the reporter finally. So it felt a little bit like that. You wanted a little bit more from some of the characters, but other than that, it was kind of like a nice little surprise at the end of the week for me. I'm like, oh yeah, Gotham's ending, and you actually get to see some of these villains, is their full version finally, especially Penguin and Riddler, because those guys stole the show throughout, but at least the episodes I watched.
There's some trailers that we've seen coming out recently, and I mean, I wanted to get your opinion on this, Carson, and everybody else, Kat. What do you guys think of Swamp Thing?
I'm excited. I know Swamp Thing is a character that a lot of people have been hoping to see for the longest. We're just talking about like the sneak peek trailer, right?
Yeah.
I think he looks good. I say go for it. As long as they don't pull like a Titans on us and give us a really decent Swamp Thing and then have, everything else look like complete crap.
Yeah, I mean, how many episodes was Titans?
Well, it was like 10 or 12,
10?
something like that.
Okay, because
We're about 8 episodes in, and I'm liking Titans.
I enjoyed Titans.
I like the story. I didn't like
Starfire's complete garbage in that show.
Yeah.
And who knows? She may develop into something down the road. But I mean,
maybe they'll kill her off.
My biggest concern on that is originally Swamp Thing was supposed to be 16 episodes, and they've already stopped production on it and shut it down to 10.
Oof.
So that has me a little worried.
I think that doesn't bode well for the DC universe as a whole.
Yeah, that almost sounds like a budgetary reason.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everybody was hoping that this would eventually lead into, because the CW shows are coming to somewhat of an end with the Arrow finally ending next season, and rumor has it that next year might be the Flash's next year, and DC Legends may not be renewed. Everybody's hoping to see Matt Ryan reprise that role of Constantine, but like in a Justice League Dark. And I know they wanted to do it in the movies, but I mean, what a platform to have it on a weekly show on the app, with the guy that everybody wants as Constantine. I'm hoping that it might just be something that they've decided like to split it in, like what they did with Young Justice, split it into 2 seasons, because I really want to see the Swamp Thing. I hope it leads into something, maybe Animal Man crossover at some point.
That'd be good.
So, yeah, I think so far that I've only watched like the teaser trailer. I don't know if they released a new one today or not. But so far, Swamp Thing, I mean, I like the look they have for the character. I think it's pretty dang accurate to what is actually represented on the page. So I think that'll go over extremely well. I hope they have a good casting for Abigail Arcane. Obviously, she's extremely important to the Swamp Thing character, so I really hope that we get some good Swampy and Abigail action. And I hope that we.
I'm getting a throwback to Toxic Avenger with him and that blonde girl. Oh man, because you said I hope we get some action.
Oh my god!
Well, I mean,
I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead, Chad.
What's Caleb Smurf saying? 11, and Mastodon says 11.
I think that's
too.
the amount of episodes of Titans there were. 11.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So I said we're going to kick it old school. I'm going to put the Hangout in the Comic Core chats and Instagram chats. And if you guys want to jump on and hang out with us for a little bit, but I think this is a good time to kind of talk about the Comic Core as a whole and talk about the shows that are coming, the ones that are here, the ones that are coming, and some of the other ones that are going to be changing a little bit.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta,
So, starting next Thursday, I will officially be joining Catland. Cat, have we decided we going to go live, or what are we going to do?
We're gonna go live
We're going
Thursday.
to go live on Comic Core Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the E. Da, 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 da.
Entertainment tonight. Da, 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 da.
That's not the link. I'm sending you the link. But we're going to be talking about a little bit of everything, especially this week. We have the big fight at Winterfell, so that's probably going to consume most of it. And hopefully we can actually get some guests on there. I'd like to invite Spider Grandpa and John's Comics with Kids to do a little bit of a review with us. Woodard, what you got going on the Comic Core?
What don't I have going on in the Comic Core? I got a chance to be a part of that Story Comic Core last Monday, reading the wonderful, one of the best stories ever, Y the Last Man. So if you guys like Y the Last Man, I'm just kind of like the throw-in guest if someone can't make it. But they got a great panel over there. I believe I'm also going to be on To Slab or Not To Slab, hosted by Tony Sanders. And he's got an eclectic group of people on that show. I believe Jeffrey Comic-Con Hints will be joining him as well. And I believe JD will be on there too with us. So that should be, I think we're settling for Thursdays. And I'm kind of hoping to use that as a platform to convince Tony to do a wrestling show. Because, you know, we love, as you can tell by the Shield thing, we like ourselves a little bit of wrestling. So we'll hopefully somewhere down the pike, we'll get some final details on that. So yeah, lots of goodness coming to so much. I don't even know what days everything's on. There's like, it's every day is the Comic Core.
We need John.
Oh, and then the third weekend of every single month, we have a Comic Core auction. We had an extremely successful auction this last Saturday where we raised just about $800 went to the Hero Initiative. So thank you to everybody who joined us last auction. We had almost 100 live watchers at one point. So we had a great response from the community. So thank you guys so much for joining us on that. So yeah, Comic Core. Buy the shirts, I guess. There you go. Put the link in the chat.
I didn't do that. I didn't put any links in. I gotta get better at that.
I just did. It's good.
Did?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Sub up D Comic Queen too, please.
Sub up everybody.
Go down the line.
Sub everyone up in the chat.
Robert Galvin, sub him up. Sub up Mastodon Comics and Collect. I think I saw Epicurean Eye Relief in here earlier. Definitely sub up that guy. That guy's been putting out some cool videos too. I think I forgot to shout him out earlier when we were talking, but he put out some good stuff this last week too. Except Bear Island, sub him up. He'll tell you not to, but he was a cool guy. We got to meet him at C2E2. At least sub him up. Go look at his channel so you can see that phenomenal Stephanie Hans piece of art he got.
We're also going to have a show on. We should, Mark. Do you want to do it live so that people can tell you what to eat?
Sure.
So this show is going to be called Mark Eats, and as he eats, I will commentate. Okay, he's putting it in his mouth real slow, and he's chewing. It is in, and he's chewing. So that's just a taste of what's to come.
It looks like he's enjoying himself.
As God is my witness, that pizza is broken in half.
And then there is a special show that's going to be premiering on Sundays, I think. And it is going to be called One on One with the Great One.
One-on-one with the Great One. This Sunday night, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, we're going to have our very first guest. It's going to be a surprise guest, big-time player in the YouTube comic book community, and a guy that has been known to have changed the game. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Like I said, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern, here live on the Comical.
And anything else? Nat, you want to give some shout-outs?
I mean, like you said, just love everybody in the chat and along the line. You're awesome. You're
Now,
awesome.
see,
to have me on here.
now we invite you on the Comic Court. Now you got to watch all the shows. You got to figure out which one you want to like, which t-shirts you're gonna buy. I mean,
Actually, I was looking at the shirts. Actually, I already know which one I like.
it's Wednesday, bitch.
No, no, I like the newsstand one.
Yeah!
Newsstand.
Look at the number.
Fire.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I was waiting for this guy.
Smurf.
Do you want to talk about energy? This guy has the most. I'm ready to put it on cruise control. Take over from here, Caleb.
Oh shoot, we're still live. Dang, I'm the private chat.
No, we go live.
Murphy in the chat. And he's in the panel. Yeah, we're still live. Go for it, Caleb. What's your pick of the week?
Dude, pick of the week. Let's see, dude. I'm gonna have to stick with Colin Bunn, man. Freaking Venom, the new Venom, bro. Absolutely phenomenal, dude. And another publisher, another Colin Bunn, Punk Mambo, dude. Both these books, like seriously, I was so excited reading them like the entire way through.
Caleb, I saw you rolling with White Whale earlier when he unboxed that giant freaking auction win.
That is an epic auction win, in my opinion, right there.
I kind of felt bad throwing that all in the box, but then I saw him open it, and I was like, nah, I feel good about it.
That was a heavy box.
That was 2 boxes, man.
Check out Caleb's mic setup.
What about it?
It's got Green Lantern on it.
Oh yeah, it's so you know what drink is yours. You snap it around your drink, but it's a snap bracelet basically.
Put on my blue ring and my green ring for Caleb. There we go. Boom.
That's
I
probably
still got the
loud.
rings in front of me.
Hey now.
So Caleb, you've been on the story Comic Core. Ah, nice. He's got the matching Hope ring. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. So Caleb, I know you've been reading Why the Last Man. I know you've been reading along Green Lantern, the Jeff Johns run with Thanatos and Boyhood 7. What do you think of those 2 books so far,
Dude,
man?
I just got to the preludes for Blackest Night, bro. And
Oh, nice.
I just made it through Agent Orange. Like, dude, that book is insane. I am loving Geoff Johns. Like, every second of every issue is absolutely awesome.
Now that is awesome to hear. Like, so we've been there. We read these books, and to hear somebody new introduced to these books and the passion that you have behind it, it's makes me want to go reread it on the DC app. That
I
you can
did,
get for-
dude. That's how I'm reading them, bro.
Yeah, the DC app.
Nice.
You download them, take them wherever you want. You don't even have to have Wi-Fi or nothing. I go chill at the beach, pull one up, boom, 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 right through an issue. It is awesome.
And did you get to see Endgame yet?
Oh yes, dude. Best
Thumbs
movie
up.
ever made. Best movie ever made,
We're
hands down.
spoiler free here. So
Yeah, I wouldn't spoil it for anybody anyways. It's just that good of a movie. You can't spoil that for people. Like you think you go into it and you like stuff starts to happen and you're like, "Oh, I called that." And then it does not happen like you thought it was going to, dude. It is so awesome.
It was really, really good.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna go watch it again?
Oh, I want to go see it.
Yeah, I'm seeing it again twice this
I-
weekend.
Absolutely.
I re-upped AMC A-list for this event, so I definitely I have to just to understand some things. But here's the only thing I will say on Endgame: thumbs up. That's all I'll say.
Oh yes. And the
2
little-
thumbs, way up.
Yeah, dude. It was dang so good. I waited for the credits and never saw them though. But you did, yeah. There's no end credit.
Are we freezing? I think we're freezing.
No, good on my end.
Okay.
I'm
Everything
nice and
looks
warm.
like it's working on mine. I don't even have the chat in front of me. Hold on a second now. This ain't right. I want to see what everybody's saying.
Yeah, JP budget collecting. You got some time yet? Bear Island, but I'm looking forward to it.
I feel like I'm fun this.
Donnie says, even Layfield says anyone who spoils that movie is the biggest jerk on the planet next to him. That dude, I mean, honestly.
That was your experience with Rob Liefeld.
That dude, I'm going to give, he's a complete jerk. Complete jerk. You have to pay for his signature. You have to pay for, he won't sign anything that you have. He wanted you to sign something that he's selling, right? And then he says he's going to do an interview with me and Chuck Load of Comics. And he was like, I'll go to Chuck's booth. Well, I wait and wait. He goes, I don't want to go down there. I want him to come here. So I run all the way down. Chuck has to gather up all his stuff because he was set up. We run all the way back, and he goes, you're a minute too late. Bye. And I'm like, wait, what? He's like, see,
that's some George Perez shit right there.
I mean,
no, he just infects people with the plague.
Leave Papa George alone, okay?
This is a girl that got sick from kissing George.
George Perez gave you the con flu, and you're still on his side. Something
Yes,
wrong
I
with you,
am.
girl. Something wrong with you, girl.
Drew's just mad he didn't get his kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, true.
Man,
There were a few guys that were jealous.
Ask JD how lit up I was the moment I found out. I was lit up. I was lit up. Like, that dude goes 100 miles a minute, and he looked at me like, what is wrong with this guy? I was lit up.
True, he was doctor advised to take those breaks. We were all there.
I'm a doctor of thugonomics, and I can tell you right now, sign your name for more than 2 hours, old man.
Jumping in while he's at work. What's up?
Hey, misexplained.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, I just wanted to say, I think us guys on Unlimited on Wednesday are probably going to talk about Endgame. Not sure if we're going to do spoilers or not because it's kind of too early, I think. No, I'm not going to do it, maybe? All right.
Not here.
We'll talk about it. And then those guys, the Golden Gods, they're doing live original art. They're showing up all their original art. So that's going to be really, really cool. It'll be a lot of stuff we haven't seen before. So I'm really, really stoked for that. But yeah, I just want to plug those real quick.
And we appreciate it because we don't know what's on anybody's.
There's so many shows, man. It's awesome. Comic Core's taking over, bro.
That's what's up. That's
I need
what
a flow chart for all these shows.
Flow chart.
We just need to hire Discovery Bay to do an in-house Comic Core show.
He could do it.
Hey, good,
he could do it for sure.
Good show, guys. Stoked to see all you guys. D Comic Queen, awesome to see you. I didn't know you were going to be on tonight, and that's awesome.
I didn't either, actually. It was a funny.
Well, come back because you're a good guest and you're a good people. So hopefully you return soon.
I'm actually curious. Where are you?
I work at a bar in Southside, which is like the busiest. Like it's like I don't know. It's like New Orleans, kind of Bourbon Street. There's just alcohol and drinks everywhere. Trouble, nothing but trouble down here.
See, let us know if you can see any of the Steelers draft picks partying down there.
All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night, and I'm gonna head out. Good seeing you all.
Bye.
Man.
Bye.
Love that, dude.
I guess that's a good segue point. Don't you agree?
Did anybody pick this up? Dark Red 2 this week?
Nah, man.
Is that by Action?
Look at them jubblies.
Aftershock.
Yeah, I think there's Tim Seeley writing that one, I think.
Yes, dude.
I need to catch up on that. I got the first issue.
About that one.
It is actually amazing. I wasn't even a fan of the first issue that much, but I bought it anyways because that cover, and I'm glad I did because, dude, that book is exciting too the whole way through.
Yeah, Tim Seeley's pretty awesome. He's probably like one of the better like artist turned writers. Like he's very good.
So Caleb, your shirt will be up on the page on Sunday. It's been taking me a while, but I finally got it colored. So if you guys are a big Caleb Smurf fan, he is gonna have a pretty cool logo shirt up on the Comic Core this coming Sunday.
Dude, thank you so much, brother. That is so awesome.
Nice.
Now we got to get some Story Comic Core shirts too, though, or just put
Hey.
that on the front of that one.
I hear after Why the Last Man, Story Comic Core is doing Age of Apocalypse.
Yes, I've got all my tie-ins out and
I've
ready, bro.
got the omnibus. I want in.
There you go.
I love that story arc. I want to talk about one-handed Wolverine all damn day.
Dude, Age of Apocalypse tie-ins, baby. What's up?
Nice.
He's ready to rock and roll. All right, guys, I'll get on the line. Legend, you got anything for us, brother?
No, I'll just see y'all on Sunday night here on the Comic Core for one-on-one with the great one. It's going to be 9 Central, 10 Eastern. It's going to be a great time, and we want you to spend your Sunday night with the Core.
Nat, I'm going to go right down the line to how I got. Nat, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry that I contacted you on short notice. I start panicking when people say they're not going to. We don't have enough people. So
No,
I appreciate
thank you for asking me. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, now you get to another question. If a show comes up that we think maybe you might be a fit for, would you want to join the Comic Core on a regular show? Because they're super late. They start at like 11 o'clock at night, apparently.
Oh yeah, if it's late, I'm done. If it's before 9, no. But if it's after 9, for sure.
I think Unlimited might have a new partner. I'm saving the best for last. I got to come back to her because I got something special to talk to her about. Drew, thank you. Welcome.
Wait,
and how's it feel?
You don't have something special for me?
Yours is awaiting you in the ring.
Wait, Corbin's going to do another job?
He's going to put you out of your misery.
By laying on his back and staring at the lights for 3 seconds?
We'll have to see. You never know what's in store for Baron Core.
Man, we got to end this stream so I can hop on those sticks and beat the crap out of the great legend.
Drew, no, seriously, man. Thank you for joining us and welcome aboard. We love you, your family, and it's just going to get better and better as time comes. And you're hosting us in your hometown when we are throwing up in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time in Harm City, baby. The city that bleeds, Bodymore Murderland. I'm gonna get you all shot. We're gonna go on the Wire tour. It's gonna be fantastic. And then me and Mark are gonna film a haunted tour of places where we were shot.
Yeah.
Dude, going down in the body locker in the basement.
We may be the ghost though in the haunted mansion.
Seriously, Chad, though, I want to thank you for reaching out. I've been in and out since the incident, so to be a full-time member, I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
And then Caleb, we threw out the invite. You're always welcome anytime you want to stop by. I appreciate it. What time are you guys going, and what day is Comic Core Story?
It'll be Monday nights, and we're going for 10 o'clock, but sometimes on Mondays, Alec has to work till 10:30, so it'll never be later than 11. That'll be the latest start time. But shooting for 10 every Monday, finishing off Why the Last Man.
Now, are you a wrestling fan?
I used to be when I was a kid. I haven't watched wrestling since I was... Honestly, the last time I saw a wrestling match was in person, the match before the Blue Blazer died when he jumped from the rafters over there in Tampa. That was the last time I watched wrestling. But that was the night that Stone Cold hung The Undertaker on his cross in the middle of the ring.
Dang.
Dude, it was epic, bro. Epic. But Sting was my dude back then. Sting was my wrestler.
Since I got the off switch...
Here he's in the rafters.
Yeah, Woodard's looking up in the rafters.
That's where you find him.
Hey, buddy.
That bat.
Yep, he lives up in my rafters now.
He's
But
got like
anyway.
a cot up there.
Yeah, exactly.
And some sort of vulture for some reason.
Yep,
'Cause
he likes
that's
to
a
unleash
thing.
the vulture sometimes. So, guess we can just go ahead and throw this on while we're talking about the stinger.
There you go.
There you go. There's the hat. So there
That's
we go.
the throwback hat, dude.
Oh yeah, where the big boys play.
That was
Anyway,
back in the day when Booker T and stuff was still fighting.
oh yeah.
Coming for you.
I'll go ahead and get to my point, I suppose. So, oh yeah, and next week I believe we're gonna have live from the Woman Cave in Vegas, Pop.comics on the show.
Oh, hell yeah. I love JoJo. JoJo
So,
rules.
Look forward to talking to JoJo next week. But next Tuesday, around 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a monthly recap on my channel. I'm bringing back the Tuesday night live stream next week.
Yes.
So it's back. It's coming back.
Live streams are the best.
Yep. So we're going back to Tuesdays. So I'm going to do it 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be bonus sized episodes since I have a bunch of books to show. So be ready for that. And Sundays actually put out a video this week, so check that out. Oh, Chad's gone too soon. AI got it. Anyway, Sting's up in the rafters, and yeah.
So
I'll take it over to you, Chad.
So special for Cat Ren. This past Monday, Cat turned 21 years old. It was her birthday. She got her first taste of alcohol. It was amazing. Happy birthday to Cat.
See, you should have played the Surf Ninjas version of that song, though.
Oh, God.
Come on. Dude, that was my bet. That was the best movie when I was a kid.
Yeah, they do with the Game Gear, like controlling people's destinies.
Hey, bro, chicks gotta bail. Do better bail.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
I have to say this. Kat, since she's come on, she is the closest thing to a sister I have. I appreciate you. And Mark, I love you guys, your family. Happy birthday, and thank you for being part of this.
Happy birthday, Kat.
Happy birthday, Kat.
Happy birthday, Caitlin.
Now you're old enough to find your car.
I can find my rental.
Now we got the video of Mark eating cake.
Did you film that?
Or
cue it.
Is the cake a lie?
Don't lie about cake, bro.
On my wall right here, I have it on the wall right, and the cake is a lie. Like,
nice.
I wish I could show y'all, but then I would have to like.
Yeah.
I almost bought the Portal NECA figure today in Target, and I was like, "What am I doing? Put that down."
I didn't even know there was one. Now I'm gonna have to go look for that.
There is. It's pretty great. Shell with a Portal gun.
The Love Cube.
Well, guys, that's it. Kat, you got anything for us?
This weekend on Cat Run Figures, we're gonna have What's in My Pull Box. Hopefully, if Midtown and my postal delivery person decides to stop fighting with each other. Cinema Figures, I got a Shudder exclusive movie review I've got coming out. A couple things film related, and hopefully my series Showdown will be finally starting because it keeps getting put off. But Halloween, the first installment to that franchise, should hopefully drop Sunday.
Is Caleb frozen over there? Or he just smiling big.
He's always smiling. You know that
his little picture got a big old smile on it.
Well, I got nothing because Comic Court's got something every night for you. Caleb dropped off, but
he called too soon.
If you guys want to join us, I'll throw the link in the chat. And good night. God bless.
Bye.